I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call.
Schwab,
Here.
Ramey, Snyder,
Yeah.
Yankowski, Martini,
Here.
Here.
Jennings.
Here. Make a motion, we excuse Ramey and Jankowski because they opened tolls ahead of time.
Yep.
Support.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, agenda additions. Everything to include here today. Sorry, that's my phone trying to find somebody to watch my kid while I'm here. Okay, so we'll just stick with the agenda as is. Approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from June 18, 2025 meeting.
Second that.
You had a motion to approve the agenda?
Yep. Seconded by me. All in favor?
Aye.
Call the public. There is nobody here, so we'll move on. I don't have any new business for today, so just administrative report, current lake level. We are right at target, 0.03 feet from target, which basically means right on target. For people that don't know, we are updating the link for the lake level. I posted it online, but it wasn't on the website. Just noticed it 2 days ago, so we got it updated on the website. So if you go to the Wolverine Lake website, under the water board, the lake level information is there. There's a link for everybody to look at if you're interested. Noteworthy complaints from the village. Got a couple, kind of sparked up basically by the lake treatment and some other stuff. So I got a one email from somebody that was on the northwest side of the lake, just about weed growth and overgrown weeds and stuff, which I confirmed is covered by our treatment map and the harvester map this next time around. The harvester's been down. They took it out. It's been on the trailer. It's still on the trailer. Basically, they're going to wait till Monday. They have the company coming out that does all the hydraulic lines to do like an inspection while they have it out of the water, and then it'll get back in the water on Monday to resume from the harvesting map that the company just gave us. So I did have one complaint about the weed growth and being high enough that it's difficult to get on and off your boat lift or away from your dock. And then there was a bunch of complaints on Facebook, which we can talk about, but generically started based on the treatment map, and one of the chemicals says that has a restriction about not being able to water your lawn until November or something.
I talked to the place that makes it, C4 or something.
Yeah,
and their technician said, not to worry.
Yeah, so just in general, I mean, there are rules where it has to be over some detectable level, and they have to say that if it's detectable up until this day, that's what they mark it for. So one of the things basically said, you're safe to go swimming within a day, but not to water your lawn until November, something crazy.
No.
So, they basically do it out of, extraordinary precaution, but that stirred a lot of debate on Facebook. So just pretty sensitive just in general around chemical treatment, what we do. It spurred into somehow wake boats and erosion and a lot of other stuff. So there's a conversation going on. I would say the one thing that I think, as we talk about different harvester options and things, it kind of goes into this. There's always a split there on what's the appropriate balance between chemical treatment and mechanical treatment, or nothing at all. And there was some, of course, discussion about the old aeration system that we had, because that always comes up as well. So some stuff online, but I think most of the areas will be addressed by the treatment and the harvester, and once we get the harvester back in the water, and I just view it as ammunition to keep doing what we're doing, investigate maybe a different harvester solution, try and find the right balance between chemical treatment and mechanical harvesting, and just kind of go there. you're never gonna make everybody happy, but there was complaints this week, which is the first we've had in a little while, so.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep, there was some stuff just saying, what evidence do we have that what we're doing is helping, people thinking that the old bubbler system worked, even though all the studies that we did during that showed no measurable difference with what we were doing. So I tried to get some of the information out there. There are also complaints about changing the rules and not having wakeboard boats and things of this nature, but I just explained that we don't make the rules. So there's some stuff out there if people are interested, so we are reading it. We got to figure out how we're going to manage it, but I think most of it comes back to this balance between what's the appropriate thing between harvesting and chemicals, and can we find a better balance? That's the complaints that I had. I also put one into the village because our lighted buoy over on Tampa is not working. The one in the Tampa no wake zone over there. So Andy was out Monday. He said he's going to go check it out. It's supposed to be a lighted buoy, and I had one of my friends that lives over there complain about it. So he's going to go out and take a look at it. That's all I know of from complaints from the village. If anybody else have anything?
No, I was just looking over the place right now, and you seem to be, you kind of summed it up.
Yeah. Okay, key dates, just kind of horizon of what's on the horizon here. So we did a bird count, so I'll go through that in a second. The next thing up is really the boat count, and then there's a fishing tournament usually in August. So similar thing that we did of just counting the boats, just like counting the birds, we probably have to go run that. I'd like to get it done before next meeting, so look for volunteers for that.
I'm not volunteering.
Oh, you had your hand up. I thought that was volunteering.
That was in the service. I should know better. Why do we do a boat count? What do we do with it?
So,
Is it necessary? Is it traditional?
I think we have not necessarily done anything with it. It's more about the collection of the data. I think we have had complaints about, oh my God, there's so many more wakeboard boats, or oh my God,
wakeboard.
there's so many more of this other thing. It doesn't match the data. It doesn't match the trend. There's actually less boats on the lake now than there has been historically. We had some people that come and talk about docking, too many extra boats, and it's too many boats on the trend for the boats. The way we can look at it and see if there's actually something significantly changing is by looking at the actual data. So that's really why we do it. We said we would kind of do it every other year. I'm not sure if we did it last year. We might have, so we could skip this year. I'll tell you right now. I'll pull it up. So 2024, we did do it last year. It was 483, which was actually lower than we had in the past, which was over 500. And that includes everything from pontoons to power boats to everything. So I have it broken out in the year-end support, the year-end report. But the general trend of boats on the lake, especially for motorized boats, it doesn't go up. It's about the same. It's been consistent for years. So it's more just keeping that data point and then having ammo to talk about what's actually happening out there. So
Thank you.
I think it would be worth doing it if we want to do it. We did say we could switch it to every 2 years. We did do it we did it in 2022, 2024, so we could skip this year. I don't know that we'll learn anything specific from a 1 year change, so I'm all right if we skip it.
Every 2 years.
Yep, okay, every 2 years is what we had as the note, so we can keep that. So we'll skip that in August, that's okay. And for those that are interested, I do have like a ongoing report of that information, of what boats are out there, at least from what we can count. It's not as super scientific, but it's as best as you can do. We basically pick a common day, approximately in August, and show the boat count numbers. I'll just kind of comment on it. The number of pontoons has gone up quite a bit between 2015 and 2025. So last two counts we went, which is over 4 years, the pontoons were 355 and 353, which is pretty high, but every other kind of boat has gone down quite significantly over the years. So All other power boats, non-pontoon, they went from 192 to 165 to 130 last year. And even jet skis that people generally tend to complain about, they've gone down quite significantly with peaks in the, 2010s. And now last year there was 46 of them on the lake. In the years past there was 120. So there's been the overall number is quite steady, but in reality what's happening is the number of pontoons are going up and the number of everything else is going down.
Thank you.
So we could skip this year, probably won't learn anything. I don't think there's gonna be a big spike of boats necessarily, but just for information. Okay, the other key dates, let's just see if there's anything else out here in August before we meet. It's fishing tournaments, the boat count, that's it. And then come September, we'll probably talk about fish stocking, what we're gonna do. I think this might be a skip year, although I can't remember. I'd have to go back to last year, if last year was the skip year, because we decided to do that every 2 years as well. So that's pretty much what's on the calendar at the moment.
I think we talked about, was this year a skip year, but we were talking about the fish houses?
Yep. So that was the other thing, just for your guys' reference. So Jim Sparks, he wasn't able to come because he had a conflict. He took a different job, and now he resigned from that job. He wants to be back on the board, but he's got some conflicts or whatever. So we got to work our way through how we're going to manage that. But Jim was responsible, I guess, for the fish stuff. But if we want to talk about the fish habitats and stuff like this, we can do that. I mean, we could drop them in the spring or the fall. All right, that's all I had for key date stuff. Bird count, we did do the bird count. Rob, I think, had texted me the numbers. Who did that with him?
I did it.
Okay.
I did all the tally sheets and handed it to him.
So you don't have
Giving a report tonight. It's like, okay.
Okay. Hold on. I'll tell you.
Yeah, we were
All
trying.
right, 103 geese, 184 ducks, 6 swans, 2 cranes, 2 blue heron, a partridge, and a pear tree.
You betcha.
I wanted that line.
That is it in the text. I can pull that up relative to last year, if you guys are actually interested. I'll do it right now. So last year's numbers, I'll just grab it. Bird count, fowl count. Here we go. So last year, when we did it, so last year ducks were 234, and now we only counted 184.
Wow.
Geese, this is the big one that causes all the trouble. Last year was 60 and 66, and this year was 103,
Oh, wow.
which would be the highest number we've counted since 2021. So, and we'll get back to that as well. So, and that's even after we destroyed 100 some odd eggs this year, right?
Yeah.
We destroyed more eggs than what we counted. I think
And didn't you guys do the nest this year? And
That's what I'm saying.
past years you didn't do the nest, right?
Yeah, we had 110, I think, eggs that we destroyed this year. So that's still a lot, 103. We haven't broken 100 on a bird count. Only one time ever before did we break 100 on a bird count.
Wow.
And that was in 2021 for geese. So either you guys had your binoculars or there are more geese out there.
And there's more geese out there. Big flocks of them.
Yeah, 6 swans, which is historical. We're usually sub 10 around this time of year. And the herons, you saw 2, we usually see 1 or 2. So that's that. I think there's something to be said about, and so this is on 6, let me just check the date. There's something to be said about whether we want to do anything next year about the geese. Do you know when you went? I think it was 7/1.
Yeah. Let me check.
So we did have a beach closure, and I don't know if it's open yet, but one of the beaches on the northwest side of the lake closed. Oakland County came and closed it for E. coli. So I do think, one of the things that we could talk about maybe is for the geese. The geese things, we do the nest destruction. We used to do the bird roundup. The nest destruction, the data had previously shown that, it seemed like the geese were under control. 2022, 23, and 24 was 73, 60, 66. And now this would be a pretty significant spike. Plus, we've had a beach closure. If we have another beach closure, we might want to think about, there's an application process where you can do euthanization of geese instead of just the egg collection. But it's a permitted process that requires you to do, prove and show that there's an ongoing issue, things like beach closures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is kind of the type of stuff that I think the data for the bird count actually would be helpful for, which is why
Yeah.
we do it.
Yeah.
Which is showing, hey, look, traditionally it's been low and now there's a spike, and you support that with the beach closures and stuff like this. So that might be something we want to consider for next year and the permitting process and what that looks like if we want to be more proactive there.
We did that on June 28th.
June 28th. Okay. 6/28. It is officially recorded. So, like I said, right now, I think it's just a single beach closure on the year. I think if we have more than that, we could probably justify that maybe there's an actual actionable problem that we want to go after, maybe a different program.
Okay.
So I'll keep an eye on that. That was Oakland County that closed the beach. I'd have to check which one it was. So that's information on bird count. Any questions on that?
Just hoping that, when they do if there's avian flu issue gets behind us, that would be great to start doing the goose buster thing again too.
Yeah.
We gotta have a much bigger population than we normally would, because we used to take a ton of geese off the lake with that process too.
Yeah, I think we kind of turned up the egg collection and nest destruction in its place, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, we're definitely missing something with the goose roundup
Yeah.
being gone.
Yeah.
But I think the alternative is not collect them and send them somewhere else, is to literally get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's the deal with the bird count. Any questions on that? All right. Fish stocking is the next topic, if you guys have anything to talk about there.
Did anybody notice that I think there had to have been a fishing contest yesterday?
Yeah, there was a ton of bass boats out there, so I'm assuming there
Holy
was.
cow.
What's funny
Three
is that,
guys each.
yeah, what's funny is that my buddy caught that night piles of bass off his dock. It's like, how are they still eating anything when they were being fished all day? But, yeah, I think there was a fishing contest.
Yeah.
But that's, it's a public lake, they just
Yep.
register, and then anybody
Right.
can go do a fishing contest.
Right.
Let's just see what the fish stocking thing was. So last year, we didn't do any fish stocking, so this year would be the year that we would want to do it. But they kept the budget as is, so 2024, we did 0. And then, what is going on, 2024. Did 0. And then, so if we want to do it this year, I think we'd have to come with that conclusion in September. So we don't have to do it right now, but we'll see if Jim's going to be around. If not, I can't remember. Did you take the fish stuff last time? Did we hand that stuff out?
I don't remember, and I think we were just waiting to see on Jim.
Okay, yeah, so we'll worry about that, but I don't have anything right now to talk about. Let me just see who was on fish. Fishing, it's still Sparks. So, I'll have to see. I thought he was going to be here today, to be honest, because he said he had a conflict in August, so I thought he'd be back this month. But if not, we'll just make a call. Plant control, invasive species. So for everybody, we did a survey on the 8th. They got all the survey maps, and the treatment plan is on the website. It always is. They did a treatment yesterday, I believe. And then most of the
Can we talk
restrictions are up
about
to
this?
Go ahead.
This thing shows, I'm puzzled and hoping somebody knows why. There are areas that need treatment and there are areas that don't need treatment. And when you look at the old harvester maps, they're that way too. And I'm wondering, there's And a place over here says, where it says 1.5 acres down at my way, I was swimming there in the day, and I would step on solid ground, and I think I stepped on a pop top, had to hurry back home,
Buy some
sing
tequila.
Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah.
But why, and this is the beach, right on the other side, Morel, what's the name of the beach?
I'm not sure which data point you're pointing at.
It's right on the Alps.
What number? What number? There's numbers all
Oh,
over the page.
number, 28, 26.
Okay, yeah, 26, yep, I see.
Is that the beach where people stir it up because they're swimming? Do we know?
I can tell you. What's the core of the question?
The core of the question is, what are these people doing so that they don't have the problem? And are they willing to share it with us? And how do we contact them to find out what they do?
So 26 is not the beach. That is the point, so there's the area, and it comes out
That's
right
the-
to a point of a lot of boat traffic going by there, single home.
It's probably the place where the guy is head of the ZBA, I think, lives there.
I don't know, the house just sold.
And he's hired somebody to keep that clear. I think that must be it.
So that, if anybody is interested in the overlay, we do have an interactive map on the website that you can see when we're talking about the numbers, the 26 or whatever, and what that is relative to a property line. That's on the interactive map that we have on the website. If anybody's actually interested, you get a satellite overview on top of the GPS points that we're talking about.
Is there a way we can send out an email to everybody and say, why don't you have a problem?
I think it'd probably be better to talk and say, is it always those groups? Is it always those areas? And sometimes all this treatment is also only for non-native, right? So if it's like native, non-problematic weeds, they don't necessarily treat them, right?
Okay.
They might get them with the harvester or on special request, and like, if you have an area that's got a bunch of lily pads, as an example,
Okay.
it'll never be treated, it'll never be harvested unless the homeowner actually complains. So I think you'd have to go there and actually observe it. I don't know these areas well enough to know if it's always that way or not.
You use a rake. Does that do anything for
Oh,
you?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, where my kids are always swimming and I always have kids, I've got this basket thing I pull out there and I drag in all the leaves and sticks and always have dogs running around in there. The more you use it, the less likely it is anything's gonna grow there, right, by default. But with that said, I've got a big area of lily pads in front of my house on the other part of my property that we never go out there, right? So certainly the areas that we use, where my boats come in and out, where the kids are always swimming, where the dogs are, nothing grows there.
Where you use I'm just wondering, get out the word. That if you want a nice beach and you want to get rid of the weeds, rake it out, muck it out.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for us to do something.
Yeah.
And then we don't even need to use a harvester around it. Leave the other,
Sure.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look, I mean, it'd be good if we overlaid like the last 6 of these on top of each other.
Yeah.
Is it always like numbers 1 through 3? They don't usually ever have to treat. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe there's an overlay of these. We should be able to get it as a video. Just see how it evolves over time.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if there's specific reasons like 129, 130, 1237, 26. These are areas that have no treatment planned. I don't have the harvester map in front of me though.
I got one from last year that's covered an area, that's it, 2024. And it didn't cover a lot, it covered a lot of Penny Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fairly extensive treatment coming, and then they did ask, like I said, with this level of treatment, to not run the harvester until basically next week, so. Okay. Any other things on plant control or invasive species?
Harvester discussion will work in there,
All right, harvester is right now.
right now.
Right now.
I have run into the state.
Let's hear what happened. It sounds like somebody's got some opinions.
I've run into the state, and after numerous delays, I got an email from some guy head of permits at the state level who says, that Echo Harvester will stir up the bottom, and we can't have any stirring up of the bottom, and it's very unlikely that you will get a permit for that. And so I've ended up at the local guy, maybe we need a meeting, and he said, yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'm going on vacation. We'll talk when I get back.
Okay.
What other, it's just been one delay after another, and I'm going to keep plugging.
Okay.
I just before I came here, I found some new websites, and
Did you ever end up getting a list of the other lakes that are using that in Michigan? I know you said there was 4 of them.
No, that was, the guy, Andy at our local permits guy, who's a Sue's boss maybe, said, yeah, we want to know those 4 places.
Shut them down.
And that's, I went back to Echo Harvester guy, Mike, and said, they want to know, and he said, I'm not telling them because of the same thing. What, they didn't get a permit, and they'll get shut down? He didn't say that, but that's where it's at. We talked Thursday, anyway, late last week, and he is searching for somebody who will let us come and see, and let the state come and see their harvester in action.
Okay.
Harvester Weed Eaters also makes a regular one like we have, and he said it stirs up the bottom more than the Echo Harvester does.
Sure.
And I guess the lake doesn't want, the state doesn't want us to stir up anything on the bottom at all. And that's where I'm plugging,
Okay.
but it's,
And I think this is an important piece of that process, right? Because before we go to the board
Yeah,
and start
yeah,
asking
yeah,
about
yeah,
things
yeah.
and spending
I
money,
got this.
they're going to say it's never going to happen.
yeah, I got this 4-page thing to put before the council, and I said,
Yeah.
well, I ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
So, by the way, for drawdown, lake drawdown, I was into that. I'm still into it. But I sent to Sue, our regulator lady, that I want to split the Echo Harvester.
2 different questions.
Because the Echo Harvester will be easy. Well, that turned to get, and the drawdown might be hard. And I'm trying to find, drawdown has more possible problems than
Probably harder to permit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the permit. It's just that, I read this stuff and found some new websites, man. I read this stuff and it says, you're liable to disturb snails or crustaceans. For you fishermen, the drawdown forces the bluegills into the deeper water. The bass get bigger and the bluegill count goes lower. So that's an advantage, I guess. But that's where I'm at. I'm still looking.
Okay, so for the permit question with the state, I think we can engage Dave Gillum or try and talk through, maybe he can help
That would
facilitate
be
some of those
wonderful.
discussions or something.
That would be wonderful.
Have you talked to Dave at all or no? I mean, you sent some emails, but we can't reply to those anymore. So I read some of it, but I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to.
What, Dave sent a thing out to me, all of us, that said, the drawdown, we can only go down 24
6
inches.
Right.
Andy says that's as far as we can go by pulling the board.
Right.
And
And
we
you
might
siphon.
not be able to refill it fast enough. And I think I've sent back, we can put big siphons in, and you can do it. You can siphon out a swimming pool in a night and use a bigger pipe. You can siphon out the lake. But we have to decide and get some people to agree beforehand.
So the person who's on vacation that we need to talk to about the permitting process, I guess, when are they back? It said July 21st. Wants to see the permits for the 4, okay, that's not our problem. So what do you see as next there? Some meeting with this Andy Hart's guy and?
Right now, from what you said, my meeting will be with Dave.
Yep, okay.
'Cause I would
David's-
love to have somebody
Yeah.
who knows this process do it.
So I was just thinking about the drawing down the lake. We start drawing it down around Halloween,
Yeah, like November 1st.
Mhm.
Start
and then
pumping it.
once it gets drawn down, do we close the dam or do we leave it? When do we close
We
it
keep
back
it
up
open.
to start draining?
To
Or to start filling again?
Generally after the ice around the shorelines is melted. So we wait for the ice to come off the seawalls and off the shorelines, and that's when they close it. If the ice is melted early, it can be early. If it's not,
Okay.
it's not. But they just wait for that, and then we target to try and get the lake at the correct level by May 1st, I believe. Let me see. May 1st is the day at which we try and get the lake at the target level, in which case you're basically collecting rain. And then if you get kind of late into April and the lake is still not closed, then we could potentially run the pumps. If
What are
it's
the
late
pumps?
April or May.
What are the pumps?
It's-
I know what pumps are.
There's pump houses around the lake that pull up groundwater and fill the lake,
Really?
Yeah, there's like 5 wells. I think.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
which I actually don't have a lot of information on those, to be honest. Andy would know the best. He's tied into all that, but I don't know. It's something that I'm not actually very familiar with. I've seen one. There's one down by like the Greenaway Drain, I believe. I think there's one up on the northwest side of the lake at the end of isn't there down by the end of Laguna?
I think so, yeah. And I think, isn't there one in the canals too?
I don't
I
know.
thought there was one that was broken for a while
Yeah.
in the back of the canals.
One up at Helmsburg?
I think that, yeah.
No,
Do you know where they all are?
I don't know all of them, but no.
I guess my only thought was
Lake
that,
OG. You should know all this stuff.
I guess the lake would start refilling close to the normal lower level, you know, because we're not gonna continue siphoning or, you know, so that it might, even though we usually aren't filling the lake that soon, it might, from the snow and, you know, the precipitation in the winter might still start to bring the level back up slowly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would.
Mhm.
My guess is we would have to run the pumps though, because
Yeah.
generally,
Yeah.
we're barely getting to the correct level from the
That is
18
true.
inches we go down, by May 1st. There are years where we have to run the pumps. 2 years ago, it was really bad. People were complaining they couldn't get, even this year, people were complaining they couldn't get, it turned nice, and people couldn't get their boats off their lifts because the lake was too low
Right,
this year, because it was nice a little bit early.
right.
Question.
Even with better ice this year than we usually had the last few years.
Yep, this is true.
Just-
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anybody know if the canals dry out completely during the drawdown of 18 inches
I-
is enough?
I don't think that they do.
No.
Okay, 'cause
I think there are large portions that are dried out
Yeah.
quite a bit, but
I've read several places where drying out the muck compacts it and can make your lake deeper, and that's been the reason for some drawdowns, to make the lake deeper. But I can't picture it making the lake deeper by several feet. But
No, it's probably like quarter of an inch every season type thing. It just,
Is what's
that's
left?
probably what they're talking about.
is what's left?
Yeah.
No, he's saying,
The dry.
the muck
Oh, yeah.
compacting.
Yeah, but it's 3 feet.
Right.
Yeah, it's very deep. It'll grab you.
Sometimes more.
Like back in those canals, if you ever check it out, like that muck, if you step in it, will suck you down. In some spots, it's
It's like the end of my dock.
very
Yeah,
deep.
it's bad. Yeah.
You probably get all those leaves and everything right up there.
Which is, I mean, I cleaned out the one side, but like where my boat lift is, I've got the muck mat down, and you step off that, it's straight tuning.
anybody ever used muck away stuff, do you know?
Not that I know of.
The pellets? There was a report in one of the meeting minutes that somebody tried it several years ago, and that's it. There's no follow-up data on whether it worked or not. The companies that sell it say it works great.
Of course.
Go figure.
I think my perspective is that I've seen areas where even you, let's just say you're homeowner and you move all the muck away from your house in about 4 days, it's all back. Because it just comes back.
Yeah, it does seem kind of strange.
It basically
Take the muck-
it just constantly levels itself
Yeah.
out, and you have to do a massive operation, otherwise, just from your neighbors' houses and from the outside, it just comes right back in a couple of days.
Makes sense.
It just finds the lowest point and starts filling the,
Interesting.
so you'd have to
Anybody
like
wanna
treat
buy
an
something?
entire,
Got some.
you'd have to treat it like an entire shoreline type of thing.
Well,
I
the
don't
pond guy would be happy to sell that to us.
Of course, of course. But, I don't know, I mean, I guess, I don't know how that works relative to, it's interesting, because these guys offer all sorts of chemical treatments for
Yeah,
weeds,
yeah.
but not for the resultant of this, which is essentially becomes muck, right?
Dead weeds.
What, you said we can get some overlays or wait?
No, that's what I'm saying, we probably can. We have 1 million of these maps over the last, like, every treatment. We could probably do an overlay.
Yeah, because it'd be nice to see if those areas showed up. The bare areas showed up time
Same
after time,
after time, consistent.
because something's going on.
I could see.
You draw down the lake and have a gravel train and a skid steer and just start scooping up all that muck.
Just drag it to the deep parts.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, any other questions on the harvester stuff? I think going down the permit path is the way to go. Maybe we can have a conversation with Dave, see if he's willing to help.
Good. You hear that, Dave?
I'm sure he does, yeah.
We'll watch it tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, lake enforcement issues, no wake times, areas, lighting requirements, etc. The only thing I'll talk about there is, again, the buoys. We're gonna go check them. I know for sure the one by the bridge and the one in Tampa are lighted. I know the one on the east end of the lake is not. The one, because we put that in after the fact, the one at Penny Lake intersection, I don't know if that one's lighted either. But I didn't check that one, but I know the one at Tampa is supposed to be lit and it's not working, so we'll get after looking at that.
I won't be able to hear you guys. My hearing aids are acting up. Yeah.
We'll just wave.
American Sign Language for all of us.
Septic field update, I don't have anything for this.
Underwhelming success.
No contacts.
No. I figured they're all contacting the suppliers.
Directly.
I did, I think I sent a thing out, my next door neighbor, well, a neighbor of mine, gonna put the new trial with the diffuser in their septic tank, but it should be pumped out first, and it's almost full, and they need 2 or 3 feet of water in it before we put it in. And once I get it in, we'll say when we got it in, and see if she has to pump it out in 2 or 3 months again.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah, this was the test.
Yes,
What?
and mine is still running.
Yeah.
What do you have one of those concrete like lids for the septic?
No, I got a styrofoam cooler on.
Oh, because
Oh,
your septic, you have one of those like thing that goes to the surface.
No, I got a big concrete box for my septic,
Yeah.
and it's basically about that far under the ground.
Oh, it's real shallow.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
See,
real
I told
shallow.
you I can't.
It's real shallow then.
It's shallow in the ground.
Right.
It's the proper depth, but
Right, no,
it's
I-
only got about 6 inches of cover over it.
Oh, okay.
So I got the holes there, and I got some concrete blocks on top of that. And the pump is set off to the side with a PVC connecting to the diffuser, and a cord run to a 110 outlet. And then I've got a styrofoam cooler that I had, and I put it in there, put a block on top of it. You ought to try it.
I was considering it, but I'm just trying to think of, like, I know when it gets dug up, there's a concrete like lid,
Yeah.
and then, having to, drill a hole in it or, to run the PVC for the pump.
Yeah, well, you got a cover that comes off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just concrete lid and then it seals, around it, so water's not going in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I guess I was trying to think about that, because I need to get mine pumped soon, so I was thinking about getting that just to see,
And we could drill a hole in it.
yeah. Just gotta,
I don't know, I'm sure they
It's
have to
just
have.
thick.
My guess is you probably wouldn't, yeah, maybe it wouldn't go through the lid, it'd
Just
go through somewhere else.
Look on the web, see all the things they do to do it, you know.
a lot more digging. No pun intended.
Okay. All right, I mean, we're cranking, guys. Open discussion and liaison reports.
Yeah.
Future business.
All right. Yeah, future business is open discussion. I don't have any future business. Quiet.
No addition.
All right, give me the council liaison report.
Good evening. Some highlights on the Onwards and Upwards Scholarship Program rewarded Jade, that was her name, Grisdorf, a nice young lady, her little scholarship. I should really watch the video onto it. She sounds well accomplished and seems to be a leading youth in the community.
Okay.
We had Brett Quiddiquit, he was the manager of the municipal resources for Priority Waste. He came out and gave us a presentation, gave us an update about the status of their services, of how they've improved it over the year. It was very obvious that he's aware that they are not at the level of 100% satisfaction. They are implementing a new system to make it easier for them to communicate with the village about concerns or missed trash pickups. Using Teams, they're going to give our administrator access to their team chat, so whenever someone calls into the village and has a concern, he can immediately update the Teams chat, and that goes actually straight to the drivers and the logistic coordinators themselves too. So they get to put the input right there that, hey, you missed this street. And so in real time, you can see them, okay, being reassigned to this driver, and they can see that action's being taken immediately and followed up. And once it's completed, it says, hey, pickup on this street was completed at this time too. So that gives us more of an immediate response, which was, I think is gonna be beneficial.
Okay.
Next one, tree removal on Winghamston Avenue. We got the contract approved, using military service. It was actually like $12,000 less than the highest bid, so it was,
Wow.
saved us quite a bit of money on doing something that had some trees fall down over there that we have to take care of. Another two, and then all right, no, I'll wrap it up right there. That'll be a good meeting.
The planning commission reviewed the progress made by Behavior for All for the site plan for working out of the church.
Okay, yeah.
And with a couple minor adjustments, they're good to go. And they met all the approval pieces. We gotta send a person out just to make sure that the last couple pieces, they had to drive the posts for the fence down a little deeper than they had it set up. And they, this isn't anything against Behavior for All. The lady's a child specialist, not a landscaper. But the Charlie Brown Christmas tree didn't quite qualify for the obstruction that we wanted for the view. So that's gonna be remedied. That'll be about it. They'll be off to the races. And that's all we had in front of us.
Okay. Any additional comments from the board members?
Have a safe month.
Okay. Next meeting, August 20th. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.